What's up, my friends? It's Steve from Stripfire Picks. We got your best bets here for NBA here on Friday, January 17th, 2025. We got NBA player props, spreads, totals here for you today. We're going to have 5 picks that I think are great value bets here for this Friday NBA slate. As always, if y'all are new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button for me. Always appreciate that. We're on the road to 9,000 subscribers. Appreciate all of your guys' support as always. Make sure you guys check out all of our social media links, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, at Straightfire Picks for more picks, content, recaps, stuff like that. Like I said, we'll have all of our links down below, so be sure to check that out. Also, check out our Discord page as well. Great way to connect with the community, get more ideas for bets. Also have a link to that down below as well. Also, one other thing, be sure to drop your favorite pick down below in the comment section as well. If you guys like your pick included in our comment capper section, just be sure to put a star or an asterisk next to your pick. Include your pick in the video if it hits. Unfortunately, we didn't have any capper callouts yesterday that hit. We ended up going 2-2 yesterday in our video. Actually, it was a great day. And results-wise, not the best. We were minus 0.19 units. But I felt like all 4 of our reads were on point. Really, which was what I was looking for and hoping for to walk away at the end of the day. Just feeling good about the picks. So we had Dylan Brooks over 12.5 points. This is one of the ones that missed. He finished with 12. Actually cashed the over 11.5, which was on some books. But he was 5 for 14 from the floor, so he attempted 14 shots. We talked about in the video yesterday, if you got 12 to 15 shots, we're going to be feeling pretty good. Unfortunately, just missed a lot of open shots. Finally started to get it going in the fourth quarter late and knocked down some shots and got into rhythm, but just took him too long. But still felt good about the play. Had a lot of opportunity, a lot of looks. That was one I walked away from feeling pretty good. We had Jalen Williams over 19.5, or rather over 20.5 points. Finishes with 19. If you saw that game being a 40-point game in the third quarter, raise your hand. I did not. So obviously the blowout lost us some minutes there on Williams. Definitely think he would have ended up going over. But really, the premise that we had yesterday of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Jalen Williams dominating the game came to fruition. Should have just gone with Shai in hindsight, but the assertion was correct. So again, I walked away feeling okay about those 2 losses. I'm just looking to see if we're on the right track. Both of our unders did hit. We had Cade Cunningham under 15.5 rebounds and assists. He finishes with 13. Pretty sweat-free there. And also with Kevin Durant under 28.5 points, finishes with 23. And lost minutes in the fourth quarter, kind of like we said, because the Suns were up. So like I said, I felt like we were on point yesterday. Just didn't get the best results. But 2-2, we'll take it. We'll move forward and build off of this. And hopefully we can get a sweep here today. So let's get after today, guys. Let's get right into our picks. We got 5 of them. Let's get right into our picks here. At number 1, we're going with Damian Lillard over 23.5 points here for the Milwaukee Bucks. Minus 115 odds here on BetMGM. Guys, Lillard is 66% to this line on the season, so obviously I like seeing that. Even better at home, 71% at home, which you like seeing that. Also has had great success versus his team in the Toronto Raptors, cashing this line in 6 of the last 7 versus the Raptors. So we love those factors, obviously. Great matchup for him on the season. Raptors allowing the 5th most points, the 4th most threes allowed to point guards. I mentioned the threes because you know Damian Lillard likes to shoot the 3 a lot. And you can expect a lot of his shot attempts to come from 3, which is where the Raptors tend to struggle. So obviously we like seeing that. So great matchup here for Lillard. You know, the only thing you get worried about, I guess, is the spread, the blowout potential, the loss of minutes. So is Lillard blowout proof? Yes. He's cashed this line in 9 out of 10 games this season when the Bucks win by 10 plus points. Spread here set to 11.5. So we kind of mentioned, we talked about the spread yesterday in relation to points with Kevin Durant. This time we're taking the over because, like I said, Lillard very much blowout proof in this spot, and this matchup is just simply too good to pass up, and I think he'll fly over the number. Additionally, I will also add, the Raptors have been playing a lot better lately. Coming off of wins over the Celtics and Warriors at home, I think there's actually a good chance this game is actually closer. So we won't have to worry so much about the loss of minutes, which obviously I don't want to see lost minutes. But like I said, I think you can see Lillard really take advantage of this matchup, and I think the Bucks should have success on the perimeter here with Lillard. So, Lillard there for our number 1 pick. We got Damian Lillard over 23.5 points for the Milwaukee Bucks, minus 115 odds on BetMGM. Okay, and at number 2, we're going LeBron James under 8.5 assists here versus the Brooklyn Nets, plus 100 odds on DraftKings. So if you look at this and you look at the matchup by position, you're going to be like, I don't know about all that, Steve, because the Nets actually do allow a lot of assists. But what I wanted to see was, if you guys notice when LeBron plays, especially with AD, they run the pick and roll a lot, and a lot of LeBron's assists come off those pick and rolls on lobs and stuff like that to Davis. So I don't think that'll be a thing in this game. The Nets actually allow the 4th fewest field goals on the pick and roll to the roll man, which is Anthony Davis. So they play the pick and roll pretty well, particularly against the roll man, really against both. They don't allow a ton of field goals on that. They do have the 7th highest free throw rate, which is absolutely fine. That means they'll foul you on the pick and roll, which is perfectly fine. We're not getting any assist on that. James' most assists, like I said, are to Anthony Davis at 2.5 per game. So they do like to utilize that pick and roll a lot, as you guys see when they throw the lobs and stuff like that. And I think the Nets will be able to limit that with Claxton in the lineup. That factor still is the same here for the Nets. A lot of changing parts here on the Nets this season, but Claxton still remains obviously a part of the Nets here. This line is also just a little too high anyway. James, 46% on the season to the line, 41% at home to the over on this line. So he's been hitting the under at home at about a 60% clip, which we like seeing that. He's under in 8 of his last 10 home games, which I love seeing that. He's also under in 4 of his last 4 games versus the Brooklyn Nets. So, like I said, it's not the best assist matchup for James, just because, like I said, that pick and roll, he's going to have to rely, if he's going to hit the over and assist, he'd have to rely a lot on his shooters hitting threes, which definitely could happen because the Nets do give up threes. But like I said, just in general, we're taking away the high percentage assists, which we like to see that. So it's not going to be, if he's going to get there, it's not going to be easy, which we like to see that. So, love it there for number 2 pick. We got LeBron James under 8.5 assists here for the Los Angeles Lakers, plus 100 odds on DraftKings. Okay, and at number 3, we're going Naz Reid, under 13.5 points here for the Minnesota Timberwolves, minus 105 odds on DraftKings. Guys, Reid just 50% on the season to this line, 38% to the over on the road this season to this line. So that means he's hitting the under at 62%, which is obviously pretty good here. Last game he played versus the Knicks, just 1 for 7 from the floor, 3 points in a blowout loss to the Knicks. So, saw Reid get into foul trouble, just didn't shoot the ball well, and no reason to think that that won't continue. The Knicks defend the center position pretty well, 6 fewest points allowed to centers this year. So, in general, they defend the center position, like I said, pretty well. He'll play a little bit of both, power forward and center. But the Knicks overall, defensively, I think should be able to keep Reid somewhat in check here. I think this line is just a little bit too high here on him. He hasn't cashed this line versus the Knicks in his last 7 games. He's 7 for 7 to the under versus the Knicks this line. Really not even too close on a lot of those. So, Reid obviously is an important piece of their offense. But, like I said, asking for 14 points out of him in this matchup, I think it's just simply too much. So, love it there for number 3 pick. We got Naz Reid under 13.5 points here for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Minus 105 odds on DraftKings. Okay, and at number 4, sorry guys, bear with me here. I'm a little sick. We're going Cole Anthony over 4.5 rebounds here for the Orlando Magic, plus 110 odds on DraftKings. So first of all, let me say, I love that we're getting plus value on this. A lot of times when you get plus value, it is for a reason. Typically asking for 5 rebounds from your point guard is typically a lot. But here, Cole Anthony has actually hit the over in 17 out of his last 20 games when he plays 33 plus minutes. Now, why do I mention that? Well, he's averaging 32.3 minutes over his last 7 games, and a couple of those were he got in a major foul trouble. He lost minutes there. So I'm expecting him to play 33 plus minutes today. And if that happens, obviously an 85% hit rate is pretty good, especially when it's a good matchup. So the Celtics allow the 5th most rebounds to point guards on the season, so that's obviously very good. Anthony is averaging 8.3 rebound chances per game over his last 7 games, which again is pretty good. So he needs to get basically 5 out of 8.3, which is pretty good. But like I said, if he can get the minutes, I think he'll get there. That's the bottom line. He's cashed 3 of his last 4 versus the Celtics with 30 plus minutes. So obviously we love seeing that. And I think the Magic here, the spread here is set to, I believe it was 14 points. I think the Magic keep this closer than you're expecting. We saw a 14-point spread for the Celtics in Toronto. Look how that worked out. Toronto won straight up. The Celtics, honestly, over the last 5 to 10 games, really haven't played that well. So whether they're out of rhythm or what's going on with the Celts, I think with Boncaro coming back, you're going to get Caldwell Pope back today for the Magic. I think this game will be relatively close. I really do. I think this will be a ball game into the fourth quarter, which if that's the case, Anthony should still be on the floor. And like I said, we should get our full complement of minutes. This is one of those spreads. If I was taking a spread pick, I'd be taking the Magic plus 14 today because I think they are going to keep it close. And like I said, even on the chance that the Celtics do run away with this one, Anthony should still get around 30 minutes, which should still get us into position to cash. So I still like his odds of going over, obviously. So love it there for our number 4 pick, guys. We're going Cole Anthony over 4.5 rebounds here for the Orlando Magic, plus 110 odds on DraftKings. Okay, and finally at number 5, this one's going to be a little weird, guys. We're not even really looking at matchup or hit rates here. We're going Zion Williamson over 23.5 points here for the Pelicans, minus 105 odds on Fanatics. Zion obviously hasn't really been on the floor much this season, so this is a little risky. He's coming off a game, though, versus Chicago where he went 10 for 14 from the floor, 1 for 4 at the foul line, 21 points. So if he made all of his free throws, he would have cashed this over. But in this particular spot, there is simply no one, and I mean no one, that's going to be able to guard Zion Williamson tonight. No size tonight for the Jazz. They're going to have a lot of problems. You got Walker Kessler out, Mike Potter out, Lauri Markkanen out, John Collins out, Johnny Juzang all out for the Jazz. Basically, every big body that they have is out. We saw how this went down in Utah versus the Hornets the other day. Mark Williams, who a guy, not that he's a bad player, he's a decent player, but he's not like, known as a great big man, had his coming out party in Utah with 31 points. A lot of those were just dunks and easy buckets, and I think you're going to see that from Zion. No one's going to be able to match this guy, his athleticism, anything. The Jazz are going to have a big time. Which is why if you look at the spread for this game, it's 11.5 in favor of the Pelicans, which I was like, this season, why in the world are the Pelicans favored by that much in any game? They've been absolutely terrible this season. And then you look at the fact Zion's playing and all these players, big men are out. What do they think is going to happen? They think Zion is going to absolutely kill the Jazz tonight, which I think he is. Even if he just gets 25 minutes, I think he is. Which he'll get 25 minutes. Will he get more than that? Remains to be seen. Probably not, to be honest with you. I'm looking for Zion to get up to 28 minutes, but I still like this. I think he's going to absolutely dunk on the Jazz all night. I think it's going to be ugly. I really do. No one could guard Zion here. I think it's going to be an absolute field day for him. So he's actually cashed this over in 4 of his last 6 versus the Jazz for what it's worth, but I don't think really any of that stuff matters. I think all that matters is Zion's going to be playing, and all these players are out for the Jazz. It's really simple, guys. So love it there for number 5 pick. We're going Zion Williamson over 23.5 points here for the New Orleans Pelicans, minus 105 odds on Fanatics. All right, guys, that's going to do it for our picks. If you guys enjoyed the content, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you for bearing with me again today. Like I said, I am pretty sick. I'm just trying to make it through these videos, but appreciate all of your guys' support. Check out all of our links down below. Let me know your favorite pick down below. And outside of that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. We'll catch you next time. Peace out.